What's going on, everyone? This is Pilo with Digital 262, and you are watching Elite Talk.
We back, baby. Let's get it in.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining us again on another episode of Elite Talk. We are back in the studio with my man, G.
What's going on, King? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, G?
Man, we back in business.
Back in business, man. It's been a long couple weeks, eh?
Yeah, man. We've been busy, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we've been, all the three of us been busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
And we sorry, we missed y'all in like 2 weeks, but we just been busy.
Doing our thing, man. But I'm glad we're back, man. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad we're doing this today.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
I'm glad to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and in this corner, we got my man, TJ.
Hello, my beautiful, vibrant, prosperous people out there. Elite society. What's good?
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
What's going on with you, man?
Man, like you guys were saying, man, we've been busy, man, just getting it in. But we're here. It's another blessing, another opportunity. So
yeah, absolutely.
Happy to be here.
Absolutely. I'm really glad we're doing this again, guys. Yeah. So for everyone who's watching Elite Talk, thank you to my Elite Society for, showing your support. It's been a crazy ride doing these podcasts, but I'm glad you're watching, and we do this for you.
Can I plug something in real quick?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yo, what's that thing?
Got a chandelier.
Man, that is cool. I love that.
Chandelier.
I like red. I love the color red.
Yeah.
And that's that's dope.
That's dope, man. You know what? I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Little accessories, you gotta make a suit yours, make it unique. So
if you like that, remember, my man here is a fashion consultant. Is that what it is? A fashion consultant?
Yeah, image consultant.
Image consultant, yeah.
Personal shopper, whatever. Hit me up. I got you.
Hit him up. He'll make you look nice.
I'm the urban consultant.
You're the urban consultant?
Yeah.
What does that mean? And I'm just a consultant. I have no specialty. But today, gentlemen, we have a very serious topic I would like to talk to you guys about. And I want to pick your brains on what you guys think about this.
Absolutely.
And for those who are watching, please feel free to write on the comment section of this video. What's that right there, man?
It's apple cider. It looks like my shirt.
That looks like a beer. That's like 3X. The Dos X.
No, it's
sparkling.
Sparkling.
Gotcha.
That's why I did it, because I don't want to make it seem like I have to.
Got it.
Baby bottle.
Go ahead, Pilo.
Next week he's gonna have a little fruit pouch, with a little straw.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Oh Lord.
No, but gentlemen, today I want to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
Mental health, and the reason I want to talk about this, gentlemen, is because, let's face it, we all go through it at some point of our lives.
Yeah.
We all have gone through it, or we know someone who's struggling with mental health. Mental health it's a real problem, especially in the African American community, and really in every community. But today I want to kind of focus on us and how we dealt with mental health in the past and what we did to get out of it. And me personally, guys, I know a lot of people that are struggling with mental health. Yeah. And let me tell you something, it's nothing nice, because me as a person that went through it, even though I have the experience of struggling through it myself, I still find myself in a position that it's still tough for me to console somebody or give someone advice that is going through that, because everyone has their own demons to battle, has their own battles, and some battles are stronger than what I can even imagine. Like, what do I say to somebody who's battling divorce, drug addiction, or anything that they're battling, through mental health? How do you talk to that person? So today, gentlemen, I want to kind of ask you guys a question about your experience with mental health, but specifically, I want to talk about how did you and myself, how did we break out of that? Yeah. I think that's the most important part. How do we get out of that shell? Okay. So I want to start with you, G. I mean, have you ever had experience yourself with mental health issues? Man,
it's still to this day. I'm having it. Work, outside of work, personal life. And I can say one of the major mental health issues I had was like maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. Like, I literally actually had put a gun to my head, and I was in my life.
Wow.
Like, I was actually finna end my life because I just felt like everything was against me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was no purpose for me to be in the world.
Yeah.
You know? And I'll talk about it, you know, in the last podcasts or whatever. But this was like major. Like I literally was like, I had suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this one, I literally had a gun to my head finna just go because I was tired.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired. I'm tired of going through stuff in life. I'm tired of, you know, taking on stuff and then trying to hold it in. And then it's like, even when you try to talk to somebody, they could give you advice, but then you kind of like, what do you really know? And do you even trust this person?
What got you to the point though where you have to point a gun to your head? I mean, I know you probably went through something really deep, but to put a gun to your head and actually say, you know what, it's over for me. I mean, what got you to that point? I mean, not without getting specifically about your situation, but you know, what were you feeling at that moment that really made you wanted to end it all?
Because I was just tired.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I've been sick and tired of being sick and tired mentally.
Yeah.
What I was, you know, outside, and again, it was outside of work. Like, you know, like my mom, like she been, you know, sick. My mom almost died a day before my birthday. You know what I'm saying? That still weighs on me.
Yeah.
Because she's still having issues. So on top of that, me trying to be the strong one in the family.
Yeah.
Then going through, you know, relationship issues, then going through work issues, then going through stuff with my son is like, why am I here? And then when you got people around you that's making you feel like you don't need to be here, you're like, you know what? Since you don't want me to be here, I don't need to be here then. Yeah. You convincing me not to want to be here.
You basically didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. You saw that there was no hope.
I saw it was nothing. Yeah. It was just like, you know how you just running and you not getting nowhere. Yeah. You running in place and you just not going nowhere. And that's where I was at. I was just running for no reason. Yeah, man. And it's like, where am I going? I'm not going nowhere. So I was like, let me just go ahead and end this real quick. Yeah. You know, and lucky that, you know, by the grace of God, he just was like, he pulled the gun back from me. Because it was loaded and everything. Yeah. Just because of that. And it was literally 2 years ago.
Wow. What was it? Was it like a voice like telling you like, son, don't do this? Or was it like a flashback or a memory, or you seen your son's face, or what was it that just...
the spirit of my son talking to me. Okay. My son, like, even though he's still living, you know what I'm saying? My son, you know, I heard his voice. Then I got a little brother that never made it. Yeah. And I heard my little brother. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's something, man. Yeah, you know, and you know what do you do when something like that happens? And I think that's why I really wanted to bring this topic up. It's a very tough topic to talk about, you know, and not a lot of men like to talk about it, and that's why they choose these coping mechanisms that really are self-destructive. Yeah, you know what I mean. And but I'll ask you the same question, TJ. I mean, did you ever have to battle with mental health?
Yeah, I mean, we battle with it every day, you know, but specifically, I'd say around the time, because for those that don't know, I was married, divorced now. In most situations, the woman leaves the man, you know, she leaves her husband because she's not happy or he's not doing something. But it was vice versa with me. I ended up filing for divorce from my wife, and we had children together, or we still have children together, but at the time they were smaller. And that was probably one of the worst times of my life, because I felt like I'm not the type of person to just deal with things just to deal with it. Yeah. I seek happiness and peace in my life. So if something is not bringing me that, I'm not gonna because we have our parents and, you know, our moms and our dads, they stayed married through everything, through infidelity, through physical violence, abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, any abuse that you can think of. Yeah. They stayed together, and I never wanted that. I was never going to accept that. So, you know, I'll never, you know, talk bad about my ex-wife, but the relationship wasn't conducive for neither one of us. So I felt like if it was up to her, she would have stayed in that forever. Yeah. And I just wasn't willing to accept that. You know, I'm my first, I have daughters, so I'm my first demonstration of how a man is supposed to properly love a woman. Yeah. So I don't want them growing up seeing a mediocre love, you know, because I'm supposed to demonstrate how a man's supposed to love him, right? So if they see like I'm loving their mom half-assed.
Right.
They're going to think that that's the standard. They're going to think that's acceptable. And it was just a toxic environment, you know? So I filed for divorce from my, ex-wife. But that was one of the worst times of my life because I felt so guilty because I felt like I was breaking up a family. I started a family and I was leaving it. I was breaking it up. I felt like a coward at the time. And I went through so many thoughts, man. Like I thought about ending my life at certain points. And it just got so rough, especially when we continued to go through with the court proceedings and the commissioner it was like she was just feminist and she just, everything was entitled to her. And she just was on her side. And
everything was against you, huh?
Everything was against me. I couldn't have anything, which we were really young. We didn't have any like businesses or properties or anything like that, fortunately. Yeah. But even with the kids and the placement, she gave her all the power and all it was just everything like for her. And I didn't have a voice. I didn't have any rights. So a lot of times I'll come back from court, I'll just be depleted emotionally, mentally. They're talking about child support and all this other stuff. And she, at one point, I think she wanted me to pay her alimony, just crazy stuff. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Like I could still divorce you, still be a great father to my children without being with you. And we could co-parent and then we can be in a healthy environment. Yeah. But she was in her feelings and emotional about it, which I understand. She was embarrassed. She probably felt betrayed. She probably felt like, I didn't sign up for this shit, but you're putting us through this and I'm going to have to be a single mom. Yeah. And I didn't sign up for that. So I understand those feelings, but at the same time, me feeling like I'm doing everyone a favor by stepping up and getting the divorce so everyone's quality of life is better. But then she's feeling like I'm dealing with her. Yeah. So I was going through hell, man. Like I took a lot of L's. I pretty much left that marriage without anything. She had the upper edge. And I was fighting, but at a certain point, I just said, you know what? I have to have an abundant mentality. Yeah, exactly. I have to, who cares about financial losses? You can have it all one day and gain it all back, you know? And naturally I'm a hustler, you know? So in that part where it's like trials and tribulations that I was dealing with, I just developed a abundant mentality. And I just was like, you know, like you took some L's financially, but you can get that back and some. Yeah. God has your back. Yeah. Even though the commissioner is judging this and telling you that you can't get this, but she can get that, she's not God. She doesn't dictate the trajectory of my life. Exactly. I do that. Yep. And I'm not going to be a sucker. I'm not going to be a victim to anybody. And even though there was plenty of times I want to throw in the towel, man. Yeah. Like, you have no idea. A lot of sleepless nights. Me being fearful that my children are going to resent me. Yeah, right. Like, you left our mom. And I don't know what she's necessarily going to tell them. Because everyone there's three sides to every story. There's her side, his side, and then there's the actual truth. Yeah, exactly. Yep. But they're going to be with her primarily. So it's like, because they live in another state. So it was just hard. And then not having my children every day, that was getting to me. You know, like anyone that's parents, like you can have the roughest day ever, but then you see your kids, they just put a natural smile on your face. Yeah, right. Even I, a little girl, so naturally they gravitate to that male, you know, attention. They just want that from their dad. And it's just, I didn't have that. Yeah. So that took a toll on me, man. And for a long time, I was depressed. Yeah. I felt like I just didn't want to live anymore. And I just wanted to start over, but I couldn't. I felt like I was in a rabbit hole that I couldn't get out of. Yeah. But, you know, I just leaned to God. I just leaned to start doing things that was productive for me. I put all of my energy into me. All that negative energy that I felt, I put it into me. I started going to the gym more. I started doing hobbies, things that I always wanted to do. Yeah. You know, I just built myself up, got my money up, got my life in order. All of my finances, everything was in order. Yeah. And that instilled that confidence in me. Yeah. Started going out in the dating world a little bit and remembering who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? Like, I had to go through that. And I'm glad I did, because it literally made me who I am today. Yeah. The guy that you see that's so resilient, there's nothing in life that I go through that is going to be too much that I can't get past. I feel like I literally was casted down to hell. Yeah. And I boxed with the devil himself, and I lived to tell about it. Yeah. You know, I'm here right now. So people just have to have that mentality, man. No matter what you lose, no matter what situation you're in, there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
There could be a winter blizzard outside, and it could be really bad. But eventually, that the snow's going to stop, the sun's going to come out, the ice is going to melt, the snow's going to melt. It's going to be a beautiful day. Yeah. You just have to look at that no matter where you are in life. And that just keeps me afloat, man. Like, I've gone through worse times.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I'm going to, like I said the last time, life is full of problems. It's like a bowling pins. You line them up, knock the shits down, and it resets. Knock them down again.
Do it again. Yeah.
Be a conqueror. Kings and queens conquer things. Yep. They're not conquered. Yep. So that's just the mentality.
That's a good point. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
But, I want to go back to you because you talked about, and by the way, are you okay, brother?
Yeah.
Right, because I know that's tough, man. But I'm really genuinely curious on how you broke out of that. What made you, because I work with you every day.
Yeah.
And I see your vibrance and I see your energy. And by you stating what you said, that I would have never imagined that you went through that. But how do you went from that to the G that I see now? What was the breaking point where you just said, enough?
At that time when I did do it, and I said, like I said, I heard my son voice and then I heard my little brother voice. And then just periodically staying praying. Yeah. Constantly praying. I was in a depression. I was depressed 2020, 2021. I was depressed all year. And
we started in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was depressed 2021 actually.
Yeah.
And I was depressed the whole year. And I had to always put on a mask to make it seem like everything was okay. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, me and my brother know. There's a lot of stuff I went through. And I talked to him about it. Yeah. Of course, everybody get their input, but it's up to us as human beings to accept it and to listen. You know what I'm saying? So it took a lot for me to say, okay, what is my purpose? Yeah. Spending more time. Like, I was battling trying to get my son. That was in that same year. Battling trying to get custody of my son, full custody, on top of everything else. Yeah. So now that I see my son more, it's like, okay, now I got a purpose now. Yeah. My purpose to be here, to be with him now. I got to still show him the best way I can. Yeah. So coming out of it, it was just more of like praying, spending time with my son, and just, it's more really praying, just kind of self-meditating. Yeah. Yeah. And blocking everything else that's not what it is. Yeah. Separating, disconnecting myself from the BS. And that's just pretty much what it was. I had to disconnect myself from the BS to actually get me to be like, all right, let me move up out of this. Let me push up out of this. And now more and more things is happening now that I'm now moving out of it. Because, it is hard to talk to somebody. Very. Because we are built really not to say anything.
Yeah, man.
Not a lot of people understand.
Because a lot of people don't understand. I can come to you and tell you anything up under the sun. You can give me all advice up under the world, but do it really mean something because you didn't walk that road I was there. Right. But for me to sit up here and to be honest, where we work at, a lot of my stories I tell the people we work with. Yeah. Because I don't want to disclose too much.
Right, of course.
Yeah. But I use me as a testimony to help free me and to be strictly honest. Now, the end of the mid 2022, we started this podcast. This podcast actually helped me because I was able to talk about it without being judged. Yeah. And that's the problem when it comes down to mental health, what people don't understand. You could go to somebody, you could tell them, but then people judge you of what you went through. Yeah. Yeah. But they don't know the past trauma for you to get there. They don't know none of this.
They will never understand.
And they will never understand. Yeah. So it took me to do a lot other things. I had to take a different avenue to get where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah. I could tell, man, like, I could tell just doing this podcast, like you take that very seriously, and it gives you a new sense of joy because you do have that outlet. Before you didn't have the outlet. Yep. Because as Black men, especially, we were always taught we can't show emotions. We can't be vulnerable because that's classified as being weak.
Exactly.
So it's like, well, who can I talk to?
Yep.
You know, should I talk to the dog? Should I go outside, talk to the tree? I can't talk to my woman because I got to be the rock. You know, I don't want her to look at me like, you sure you can ride this this boat or whatever or this plane, like, because you looking kind of shaky over there. Like, you got to be strong. You have children, you have a woman, and you feel like you just have to just swallow it and bite it.
Yeah.
But I could tell, man, like when we started doing this, what it was doing for you. And I just tell you, man, just keep pushing, keep making the developments, man, keep growing. Life is all about elevation. You know, if you need me, I'm here. Just always have an abundant mentality, man.
Absolutely.
Like we need
each other.
We need more black men to say, I got you, bro. Like,
exactly.
I'm not going to judge you. Like, if you're going through something, shit, I probably got a story just like yours, if not worse. We can relate and we can use each other as inspiration. So, you know, it's not about the destination always. It's about the journey.
Yeah.
You know?
It's about, well, and that's I think that's the biggest problem with our culture.
Yeah.
You can't trust nobody. One. Two, even when you try to trust somebody, it's kind of like, do they even care?
Yeah.
Like,
and most of the time they don't.
And most of the time we don't. And the thing about it, we deal with so many different personalities.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So many other demons, including, that's why our mental health is messed up. I just actually told somebody just of last week, they said, man, it seemed like you moving different. It seemed like you changed. I said, I have.
You're right.
You're right. I have. Because my mental health, if it's good or if it's bad, it's changed because I got to move different because of y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I don't change because of y'all and I stay the same, you're not going to like it. Because the way that I probably bring something out, you definitely not going to understand.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good point you bring, G, because I think the hardest part of someone who's struggling with mental health is trying to find that light at the end of the tunnel. It's like they try to find something worth living for. And what I think that people don't understand is that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Always. There's always something to live for. You know, as insignificant as we might think that light is, for somebody else, it's insignificant. For example, I'm a father. You know, and let me just give you guys a quick testimony of what happened to me. In maybe about, I would say 8 years ago, maybe a little longer, I was going through a really nasty divorce. Really nasty divorce, man. I mean, nasty. To make a long story short, you know, we went through the divorce. She took everything from me, which is okay, you know, because at the time I just wanted to leave the relationship. I just wanted to be done with it. Yeah. So I moved back to Puerto Rico, and I had a really horrible job, really horrible lifestyle. One thing that people don't understand is that, you know, when you move to an island, it's all beautiful and things like that. But sometimes, you know, even I'm from there. It's a beautiful island, beautiful place. Yeah. But coming from the States and coming from the lifestyle here in the States and going back home to a place where it's not really as developed as here is different. And I was raised here, so I had to have a kind of a crash course on how to be Puerto Rican in Puerto Rico. So I went through that, and man, everything was being thrown at me. I mean, there were demons being manifested in me. It seems like every day. I started doing drugs. I started doing the heavy drugs, man. I mean as heavy as heroin or anything like that, but I started doing cocaine. I started smoking a lot of weed. I started taking pills. I started drinking at the same time because I felt like, okay, this woman took everything from me. Took my children. My children started resenting me very heavily. One of my daughters, and it hurts me to say this, but one of my daughters actually went back to court to take my name off the birth certificate.
Wow.
That was my middle daughter. Wow. When my ex-wife wrote me a letter and told me about that, that's when I felt like it was over. That's when I felt like my life is over. So I wouldn't say I tried to take my life, but I tried to numb it by taking a bunch of pills. At that time I had access to a bunch of Vicodin, and I just took the whole bottle. And I think it was like maybe 12 pills in there. And I tell you something, guys, God was with me that day because my body rejected the pills. And so I threw them all back up. And at that moment, as I'm laying in the ground, you know, throw up all over me and thinking about my kids and what my daughter did and what I did to my family, you know, I felt like a sense of love. It almost seemed like God just picked me up and hugged me.
He covered you.
He covered me. Yeah, man. And at that point, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I thought, you know what? I have to continue going on. I have to continue living because there's people that depend on me. Yeah. I have to be strong. I have to be, the one with the strength, because there's people that, like I said, depend on me. I have to be there for them. And if I were to take my own life, I'll be a coward.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Just thinking of that by you saying that now. Now when I say I'm saved or whatever, I'm not perfect. Right. God's still working on me. But I am a licensed minister, right? And the thing about it is, and I can go back. I posted my dad at 25.
Yeah.
I actually seen my funeral, everything. Yeah. So it kind of started back at that time. But God actually has a purpose for us. Yeah. So when I had put that gun to my head and you took them pills and you was about to take your life, he said, you're not done. Yeah. And that's what I seen with that. We're not done. So even if we don't talk to somebody or we don't get the help that we possibly need from outsource, we get it from him to say, wait, you doing all this, I still got a purpose for you. Yeah. Because you got to live to tell a story to somebody. Exactly. And you got to give this to somebody. And if you don't give this to somebody, you're not doing the will of me and you're not completing the job that I gave you. Yeah. Because only person can fire you from this job is me as being God. I can only fire you from this. Yeah. Because I'm your boss. So we all had a job to do. Ironically, the job is right here doing this podcast, which is crazy. Who would have thought that we probably you've been in 25 some odd plus years doing this media stuff, and you've been an image consultant, and me being whoever, to actually bring these three heads together to make this, to give out a message or something.
Yeah. It's nothing but God.
It's nothing but God, because it's a message. So yeah, we got beat up by mental health, but now we living to actually say, listen.
A lot of times we don't have the answers.
We don't.
We don't at all.
We try to, human nature, we could be arrogant. We could think that we know what's best for us. And God, he's just looking at us, laughing at us, like not in a demeaning type of way, but like, boy, you just don't know what I got in store for you. We just have to think about life like that. It's just the fact that we're all three here, that we mesh so well. That we have similar trials and tribulations. We're all fathers. We've all gone through heartache. We've all gone through just anything you can name it. We've gone through it, and we're here. And whoever's listening out there, I mean, if you feel like you're at that point to where you're just at a dead end and you want to jump off a cliff, God isn't done with you yet. Yeah. And you have a purpose that's beyond your comprehension at this time. But just stay strong, keep God first, and just continue to just power through it, even though it's just hard. Don't suppress your emotions. Yeah. Your emotions, whether positive or negative, feel them. Feel your emotions. Cry it out. Yep. Do whatever you got to do. If you got to, I know you're not saved, and but sex it out. Do whatever you got to do. You got to get a drink. Not go too crazy with it, but whatever you have to do to kind of boost that process to move forward, you have to do. Yeah. And I just encourage anyone to do that, because everyone has a sad story. Yeah. But that shouldn't stop you in your way of handling business and creating a legacy for yourself.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point, because I find that a lot of times, like you said, people really, they don't care. A lot of people just don't care. They'll listen to your story. They'll tell you a little, well, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. But deep down, they don't care. But now, let me get this say it differently, because when I say people don't care, I don't mean that they generally have a mischievous way of thinking. Well, you know what? I really don't give a damn of what you're going through. Is that they really don't understand.
Well, my theory of human nature is people don't care. It's not like they, like you said, maliciously they don't care. People, they only care about your problem until it affects them.
Yeah, there we go. That's it.
I was just going to say that.
So it's just people, it's not like they maliciously like, I don't give a damn. Like they'll listen to you, but they only focus on when it affects their life. And that's just human nature. Like you got to empathize with people and also give them options and give them hope, because Because it's like, well, what would you do in my situation?
Yeah.
And then a lot of times it's like, I don't know, man. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
right.
Stay up.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're gone.
Yep.
And you're still stuck there. And it also, when you reveal yourself to people, it allows people to critique you. And that's the worst thing in the world. It's like someone doing you a favor. And they're like, oh, you good, man. I'm like, I owe you everything, man. Oh, you're good. I got you. So then a month or two down the line, they want to bring up what they did for you. It's like a slap in the face.
Yeah, right.
It's like you're talking about my business and you're ridiculing. I was vulnerable with you. It's not easy to do that.
Yeah.
That's the reason why a lot of people, especially in the Black community, they don't speak about it because we're so busy putting on. We're so busy. We want to look up. You know, we want people to view us up. We don't want people to view us down because society didn't teach us that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We always got to be on. We always got to be on top, and that's just not reality.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to talk about coping mechanisms for a second, because I know when people are going through mental health issues, especially real negative ones, real bad ones, they just went through something really bad in their lives, they can't find a coping mechanism. So what happens? Eventually they do find one, but it's always one that's self-destructive. You know,
Most cases,
they go through alcohol, abuse, drug abuse. They start beating their wives. They start feeling, they start doing things that are very self-destructive to them because they can't find a positive outlet. But an outlook. Let me ask you guys the big question: how do you find a positive, coping mechanism when there's nothing positive going on in your life?
You know what actually happened with me? It was crazy. I started kicking with them. We used to actually go out every other weekend in the morning.
Yeah.
Or every week in the morning, every other week or whatever. And even though we may not talk about what I'm going through or what they going through, it's just enjoying the company, enjoying a brotherhood, and just like getting away, because it's sometimes you just want to kind of get away. Like now, be different shifts or whatever, whatnot. We don't do it like that, So I get on my PlayStation and I be cussing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll be on there cut because I don't know him now.
Yeah, right.
So I'm on it. Pass the guy.
Right.
Yeah. Pass the ball. I'll be mad.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't know him now.
Yeah.
So the frustration that I had with something else, I'm taking out on somebody that I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and it's okay.
And what you're referring to, like because we work third shift, so it's like we get off work, man. We're already going through problems at home, and then we, at the time, just to put the disclaimer out there, we love our job.
Oh, we love it.
We love it so much.
We do it very well.
Anyway, but we'll be frustrated with the night that we had, so we'll go out and we'll just kick it. It's people want to feel like they have a sense of like a camaraderie. Like they want to feel like, I'm going through hell, but he going through hell with me, and we gonna ride through this together.
Yeah.
So it's just having that brotherhood and just that pact, knowing that you're going through something, I'm going through something, but like we're gonna get through it together. I got my road dogs. I got guys who can relate to literally everything I'm going through professionally and even personally. And I have someone to go through that with. Yeah. It's a lot of power in that. And that helps you get through.
Yep. That's the thing. We had a denominator. And the denominator is at work, it was work. That was our denominator. Like, man, we just had a terrible night, bro.
Yeah.
But then we look at the numerator. Now I'm doing math here, fractions. The numerator, that's our personal life. That's everything else that happened, which when we manage to do the correct math and try to make a whole number, it mixes up.
Yeah.
Where now we can mix up what we doing to say, okay, let's re-separate it now. Now we got something totally different. So that's why we did it. So like we did it on a constant basis, and it'd be on the fly. Bro, you going out? Yep, come on. It'd be on the fly because it's just like, bro, we need this. We need to detox. And that's what we did. We used it to detox. Yeah, and again, like we was predominantly third shift. Now we switch shifts or whatever, and other things transpired.
And it's not like it's complaining either.
And it's not.
We're just literally trading war stories, breaking bread, and, you know, just trying to be optimistic and see the light in that very dark tunnel.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know what? It's been a very interesting conversation, gentlemen. But you know what? I think, and I just want to chime in on something else. I believe, and for those that are going through very hard mental health issues, in my situation, I think that when I was going through it, what got me through it was just going outside and breathing, because when you take that deep breath, that just God letting you know that I'm not done with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God is, and I don't want to sit here and sound spiritual, and I don't want to take us back to church.
That's my job.
That's your job. Yeah. But the point is that, you know, God is not done with you.
Yeah.
He's not done with you. And whenever you're going through that very negative mental situation, I want you to really dig deep and think. And I want you to understand that there's always something to live for, you know, that's bigger than us, that's more than we understand. Maybe we don't understand it now, but we will later. But there's always something to live for. And you have to dig deep and find it. You won't find it in drugs. Yeah. You're not going to find it in alcohol. You're not going to find it in being self-destructive. You're going to find it in just going outside and just talking to God, just asking God, what is it that you have for me? And I guarantee you that if you open your ears, you are going to listen, and he's going to tell you, you know, what is it that he has in store for you. You know, we all been through stuff. Mm-hmm. All of us have been, like we just talked about. We've all tried to end our lives at one point. Yeah. You know, and there's many millions of people in this world that do that. Yeah. They try to end their lives because they feel that there's nothing worth living for, but there's always something worth living for.
You're coping right now,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, in a positive way, because you're so passionate about being like producing and editing and literally like creating podcasts and stuff. Like, I'm sure that this is a positive way that you do cope.
This is everything for me.
This is your passion. Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to just add that it's okay to talk to yourself, because you're really not talking to yourself.
Right.
You know, it's crazy because I actually learned that. When my son is not at home, I actually start talking. My dog look at me crazy.
Yeah.
Be like, what is this man?
Yeah.
But I talk to myself, because if you can't talk to somebody, you got to get it out. And that's the thing with mental health and with problems. We got to get it out.
Yeah.
Right.
And if we can't get it out to the next person, just be at home talking. It's okay. Mm-hmm. Now, if you answer yourself, I don't know. You handle that on your own if you answer yourself. But just talk. Even if you don't get an answer.
Just let it out.
Yeah.
Just let it out, because eventually when you put it into the universe, God's gonna reply.
Yeah, just look at your life. You know, you could talk to yourself, you could pray, talk to others, and it may seem like no one's paying attention and no one hears you and you're voiceless. But I guarantee you, if you look around at your life, God is talking back to you.
Exactly.
I mean, he's still covering you. He still has you here. Think about a situation you were in 3 to 5 years ago.
Yep.
I'm sure you've came a long way.
There you go.
You've gotten past that. So excuse me, just continue to have that mentality and that mindset.
Yep. Very good point. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being vulnerable today. I'm sure if you guys are listening, please write on the comments. If you went through a certain situation like we do, we would love to hear. And believe me, just by you writing in this comment of this video, you are releasing that stress that's holding you down. Believe me that it works.
No
just
judgment.
write it down. You know, we're not going to judge you.
No judgment.
Write down what your issues are. Write down, you know, we don't have the answers to everything, but at least, you know, let it out. Believe me that it works. Let's do final thoughts, gentlemen. What do you think? Did you got something for us?
Don't let your struggle be your identity.
Yes. Bars right there. Put it all together. That's it right there.
J. Cole bars.
Good stuff, man. What you got, TJ?
I will say everything in life is mind over matter. You know, it's everything. Fear is an illusion.
Yeah.
Depression, all of that. You're going to have those thoughts, but you have to manage your emotions, control. You can't control a lot of times what life throws at you, but you can control your reaction and how you deal with it. Mind over matter. Stay strong. Stay resilient. Keep your head down, do what you got to do, and then you'll look up and you'll be in a better position than you were the other day. So just keep that in mind. Just stay positive. It's all mind over matter. Everything.
Mind over matter. That's all it is, man. I love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, our Elite Society, thank you for watching Elite Talk. Remember, you can find us on iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you listen to your podcast. Just look up Elite Talk with Gee and TJ, and we will pop up. You can catch past episodes. And don't forget, you can send us your videos. Okay, we're looking for people to send us videos asking us questions. We have a segment called Single, Married, Divorce. And in that segment, we will answer your question on air. Okay, so please go to our website, www.digital262.com. And in there, you can upload your video and ask us anything that you want.
Wait a minute. So the last one, when TJ did his ding ding, something came up.
Oh, we got a word. Let's see if you've been practicing. So go ahead, try it.
Let me try.
No,
dude, what are you doing? What's that?
it's taking too long. It just got to be a natural.
Yeah,
you know.
I promise you, some pop up next time. I'm calling my lawyer. Some pop up next time. I'm calling my lawyer.
You gotta ride the wave. That's
we gotta redo this contract.
But my Elite Society, thank you very much for watching another episode of Elite Talk. We love you. We love our fans. We love our Elite Society. We love you. We love you. Thank you for support. So to the next one.
Peace.
Peace.